Good morning to you all. I am alone this morning. I do not know if I will be joined by anybody this morning. We'll see. My girls are definitely still down the hall. We are ready for summer vacation around here, which, means Charlie's sleeping in and stuff. Whew. I was catching up on watching some YouTube that I missed last night. There was a bit of a wild show going on last night on Discovery Bay's channel. I'd be surprised if anybody who was on that panel shows up here this morning. But I got Justin, No Good Comics. Hello to you. I got my dad. Hey, Dad. I got Sam's Tangled Web. I got Delphia and Kachung. I got Bearded Comic Bro who slays me. He is hilarious. That guy's hilarious. Superior Hero Review. Good morning. John Comics and Movies. Kachung, fan of my t-shirt choice today. Yeah, there you go. I got, let's see here, Simon R., Scott Evans, Captain Comics. So I don't see Old Wolf either. I want to mention Old Wolf. Oh, I hear the door. Somebody's coming. And Gore Vidal, hello to you. Good morning. There's one over here, I think. They went until 5 a.m. East Coast time. Yeah, Simon, that show was crazy. If you missed Discovery Bay's show last night, it was a wild one. It was a wild one. Oh, there's a Kate back there.
Where's number 7?
I don't know. I didn't have it. I didn't use it. Did you look in the cabinet?
No, not yet.
Okay. Discovery Bay decided to partake in Old Wolf's 4-shot challenge, and it was a lot more than that. I would say he might have done that times 5. I don't know. He and his wife came on, and it was crazy. Crazy night. Yeah. It was insanity. Is this one yours too, or is this no? Okay. Gotcha. Oh, there's the first member of the Discovery Bay Sextet, meaning group of 6, Perry. Perry was there. He was drinking. He was partying last night. That was pretty wild. Yeah, it was about 4.5 hours long. Some serious time spent on that show. Yeah, his wife joined. It was. I'm still only like halfway through it. Like I'm just trying to get all the way through it. I'm sending it to people and telling them timestamps. So I sent it to my buddy Joe Ryan, and I said, if you watch at the 1 hour point, they say some really nice things about you, brother. You should check it out. So I sent it to Joe Ryan so he could see that. Perry doesn't count. He passed out. I don't know. I'm not so far. Everybody's hanging tough. It was pretty exciting to see for sure. And Bubs was playing with all his technology. Bubs gets into his technology and he's gone. So this is the beginning of my last week of the school year. I got 4 days of work next week, and then it's summertime, John. So it'll be a little different. We'll see how that comes out. So I'm still in the exhausted, not enough sleep, too much time sitting at a computer. I got the invite for last night, but they clearly did not need me on that show, and I'm very glad I did not join. They were packed and partying way late. Yeah, it looks like there was a bunch of people in that chat, Sam. Absolutely. A party for sure. What are you playing with there?
Baby Bell.
Oh, you got the wax from your Baby Bells? Baby Bell cheese. And there's another one.
I brought books.
You brought books and a bunny and blankets. All the bees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there's a bagel in there for you if you want to have some. Already ready to go. Yeah, I was not ready for that show. I got blamed for starting this thing, but I did not start this thing. Old Wolf called out Perry, Rod, Edwin, and I responded and I did my show, and Jay Blitz joined me and he did his rounds, and it was fun. But maybe I need to have a show tomorrow night to let people come on and just finish out. If they got tagged, let them have a place to come and tag out tonight. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a John After Dark and let people cash in their chits, whatever they owe. That could be hilarious. Sam says hello to you girls. And Pop Pop's in the chat.
He is.
Yeah, Pop Pop is in the chat. He didn't say hi. He said hi at the very beginning. He was early today. And Mr. Miracle, I wanted to highlight Mr. Miracle. I put a link in my community tab to one of his videos because he is like 10 now away from 1,000. So if you haven't followed Dave over at Mr. Miracle Comics, you're missing out on some great knowledge. He does spec videos, review videos, and he's just a really knowledgeable, friendly, funny guy. So you should check out Mr. Miracle Comics. And you can find his channel by just going on my community tab. Hey, you're already here. And then go down, you'll see one of his videos, and then you can subscribe and check his stuff out right there. Really good stuff for sure. Dave says good morning. The other Dave, Kachung, says good morning. So who's going first? Dad's going first. All right, there we go. The thumbnail this morning, I used Lois Lane issue 11. This is the Joelle Jones cover. So it's a really nice cover. Yeah, I like Joelle Jones's style a ton. And then she did this funky, fun kind of background for it. That's like, I don't know. It's like spray paint collage art, something like pop art style. I dig it. So this is Joelle's cover for issue 11, which was thrilling. So the previous issue, issue 10, ended with Renee Montoya, the Question, being shot. And she doesn't have any real superpowers, so it's not like she can just heal or so. She gets shot and she goes down. This issue is like what happens immediately after and how do they try to save her, and a really thrilling conclusion to what happened in issue 10. And it sets up the final issue, issue 11, coming next month, where Lois finally publishes the article that she's been building this whole time. I've been telling you I like this run. I've been telling you how much fun it is, so I really recommend it if you haven't checked it out. Yeah, it's a great variant cover for this. This is the B cover for issue 11. Everybody loves a good yellow cover, right, Dave? Good yellow covers are fun. So let's play. I've really liked it, right? I really enjoyed the Rucka run from the beginning. I like Renee Montoya as a character. She gets a ton to do in this comic. Her backstory, from those that have read Gotham Central, she's a police officer who loses her job because she's a lesbian and didn't want that to get out. And then it gets out and it kind of ruins her career. So she quits. She's become like a private investigator. She took over the mantle of the character, The Question, the faceless detective who solves crimes. And in this, she's partnered with Lois Lane, and the two of them are trying to solve some big political, social mysteries. And I thought it was a whole lot of fun.
Like in this book.
Yeah, like in the book you got there, which is another yellow cover female detective story. You want to do yours?
Wait, I need to bookmark.
You want to do number 1 first?
Sure.
Charlie's been checking out
Nancy Drew.
This is the original
I finished
hardcovers.
that
This
one.
is Secret of the Old Clock.
I liked that one the most.
You like this one the most? Why?
Because I like how in this one there's a lot of mystery, and I like how the people that she doesn't like, it's kind of where you learn about this one person.
Mm-hmm.
Forget his name, but he was always hiding things, like put him in secret places. And his wife he died, and they said that he made another will. The first one was to the people he worked for,
Gotcha.
but then he also promised that to all these other people who he was related to, that he would put them in his will. But then, so people believe that he made another will, but then people found it, but then hid it. So we find out that he hid it in this clock that was his. That the people who he gave his first will to have the clock, and then
they just don't know.
They believe that there might be another will, but they don't want all his stuff that they have taken away from them, so they don't let people in their house to search.
Gotcha.
For it. And then Nancy finds a way in, and they discover that this clock was never had anything to do with those people. Hey, Fuchsia.
Hello, Fuchsia. And Sam says he read Nancy Drew when he was younger too. I wanted to highlight Hydra's here. Hydra Comics is here. It's been so long. It's good to have you in the chat, man. I'm glad that you're hanging with us.
And she's really pretty.
Bearded Comics sounds like he's been reading Lois Lane as well. Hello to you. Did I miss anybody? I think I got Simon and I got Sam and Scott Evans. I said hello to you. I think I got everybody. And Perry's being a comedian as always. So thank you guys all for coming by. The Hardy Boys, yes. Have you heard of the Hardy Boys, Charlie?
Mm-hmm.
It's around the same time. There was a writer, Franklin Dixon, and he wrote about two brothers, who, high school age brothers who solved crimes, kind of like Nancy.
You have them in your classroom.
Yeah, I have some of them in my room as well. Yeah.
I think you were showing me those, and then you showed me Nancy Drew, and I chose Nancy Drew because I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
They had a movie for it.
Yeah, there've been some movies and some TV shows lately, right? Definitely.
The older ones aren't as scary as the newer ones.
Right. The challenge of the older ones is the words they use are confusing sometimes because there are things that don't exist anymore. I remember the first Hardy Boys book has a lot to do with a jalopy.
That's a car. Archie has one.
There you go. And if you've never heard of a jalopy before, I've had students try to read it and they're like, Mr. John, what's a jalopy? It keeps talking about a jalopy. And they're like, I don't know. And there's lots of words like that they use.
We're at home now, so you could just randomly be sitting here.
Well, what I just realized though is that because you girls read so much Archie, you might know some of those same words, right? These are the same style of story and the same kind of era. So you might know that, right? That's pretty cool. Wrestlers from the WWE. I don't think we're talking about the wrestlers though.
But Nancy is so into this, the mystery of the clock, that she thinks that she found the right clock.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they're moving it into a truck because someone stole it. So she hides in the truck to get it, and then at the end they find her, and she realizes that it's not the right clock.
Oh no!
And then she's stuck in the middle of nowhere, and the phone. She calls the nearest police officers, and they come and they chase down. She tells them that who stole the clock, what they look like, and they find the guys, and the guys explain everything. And then she finds the will.
A jalopy is definitely pretty old school. I agree with that. Yeah. Yes, I agree. Hydra, Bueller, and Sam were very, very hilarious on Sam's channel this last week. They had a great show. Very funny as always. The BS Bueller and Sam show, very, very funny. So it's exciting that you're getting into those, Charlie. I know there's a ton of them. I only have the first 3, I think, at my school.
You do have you said you had that app on your iPad where you can just find any book and you can read it.
I don't necessarily think I have an app like that, but there are apps where you can download books. It's just a matter of finding some of those Nancy Drews. They should be pretty cheap because they've been around for so long.
But I'm reading number 2.
We got both Hydras, Hydra Collectibles and Hydra Comics. Hello, guys. All right, Kate's got a book now.
Okay, 1 second. I have to finish my art piece.
Kate's been eating a bunch of Baby Bell, little cheese circles with the wax on the outside, and then she keeps the wax.
And makes characters.
She makes things out of the wax. So she's She's crafting
What
things.
are you making?
What is that one going to
It's
be?
Alex Bailey
Oh yeah, I
from
gave
the
her the
Land of
idea.
Stories.
A character from the Land of Stories books. All right.
I gave her the idea.
So there you go.
Beautiful.
So there's Kate not wasting the don't waste the wax.
Send
Okay.
it to Kate.
1, 2, or 3.
One.
Okay. Fish. Why did I just cough?
Got a little something in your throat right at the bad time. You want me to hold it up and explain it? This is Fish in a Tree by Linda Mullally Hunt. There it is. Fish in a Tree. A chapter book, right? Not a comic or a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's about this girl, and there's a quote that's like why it's the name of the book.
Okay.
And so her teacher, basically, there's this girl named Allie Nickerson, and everyone thinks she's really dumb because she can't read, but she's actually dyslexic, and no one knows. And so everyone thinks she's really dumb. People tease her, and then she like makes distractions when she has to like read and write and stuff.
Comes up
And
with an
she gets
excuse
in
to get
trouble.
away from it. Yeah.
And then she gets in trouble a lot. And so then she gets a new teacher after her teacher leaves to have a baby. And he's really understanding. And he says, everyone is smart in different ways, but if you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life thinking that it's stupid.
Yep.
That's a really
It's a good quote. Yeah.
it's basically they teach her how to read.
Mm-hmm.
And so her dad is deployed. So he's they're kind of sad about that. Her family's kind of, I don't know how to explain.
Do you know what that means when they're deployed?
When they're in the army, right?
Yeah, that means that they're off on a mission doing some kind of work and that the family doesn't have them in their lives for a while. Kind of like Edwin is on he's working right now in the army, and his family is in Texas, but he's not. So he's in, I think he's in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, or is he in? I think he's in Georgia. Yeah, I've heard a similar quote about teaching. That something like the challenge in teaching is that you get, and I'm going to totally paraphrase and butcher this, but it's something like you get in an average classroom, you'll have fish and birds and horses, and they're all really good at what they do. And, the fish can swim really, really well, and the horse can run really, really well, and the bird can fly really, really well. But the goal of school is to be able to do a little bit of all those things without losing the skill growth in all of them. Meaning the fish can swim faster, but it can also learn what it means to fly, and it can learn what it means to run, even though they don't expect them to necessarily be as fast as the horse or as ability to fly as good as the bird. They need to understand, why does the bird fly and why does the horse run? And they don't need to compare themselves to the horse, just like the horse shouldn't compare themselves. But you end up in a normal class having like Noah's Ark, right? Like you have all the animals. You've got all the animals in there. And understanding that, and highlighting and appreciating that the fish can continue to swim faster and learn to fish how to swim even more effectively, but not to force the fish to learn to run, because that's not logical, right? It's a complicated thing.
You sound like
This is
Spock.
amazing.
I sound like Spock.
A wax artist. So very cool.
There you go. Yeah, Simon. We got wax artists here.
I'm such a
But it's an
wax
interesting,
artist.
parable to teaching, which is a very complicated thing.
I have a question.
I'm sure you have plenty.
He says that every time I ask him a question.
Yeah, because you always act like you only have one.
Can you answer one of my many questions?
Probably.
Can I have a baby bell, please, right now?
You want to
I
have
need more
another?
wax.
Why don't we do it after the show?
No. I want to build Connor.
We can. Don't fret. Your entire collection of wax
Daddy,
figurines will continue to grow.
Put your head back like straight up. The Legos make it look like you have horns.
Oh, right there. I got you. Like that.
He's got the
Yeah.
horns.
The devil horns. All right. My second book today is going to be Far Sector, issue number 6 from the DC Green Lantern storyline. I will say, until this issue, I felt like this book is kind of for kids. Like kids could enjoy it somewhat. This issue is not for kids. And they have an F-bomb right in the middle of this. It's not bleeped out or anything. It's spelled out perfectly. So this one took a bit of a turn on me, and I don't know how I feel about the turn. It's going to depend on where it goes from here. I'm enjoying this storyline, but I was a little like taken aback by how not kid friendly all of a sudden this
I
issue
don't even know how
became.
to spell it.
I'm not asking about that. I'm just saying if it's a kid's book, it shouldn't include that word, or at least they should use little symbols to block it out, the $sign, the @ symbol, or whatever.
But I always get confused by them.
It's just
'Cause-
knowing that they're cursing. You don't need to know
I
what the
know.
word is.
I want to know.
I want to know what the word is.
Because then it makes it funnier to read.
Right.
I mean, you can understand
We
what
have
this
an
one is,
F-bomb
right?
on it.
If it's an @ symbol and there's $2 you can pretty much guess what that one is.
Maybe.
Booty.
Good morning to Biggie Shack. I'm glad you're feeling better, buddy, or at least more aware of what's going on, man. I was worried about you. I know a bunch of us were, so I'm glad to hear you're feeling better, man. So, anyways, Far Sector. I've been enjoying it. I'm going to continue to read it, but it definitely took a left turn. This issue, hard left. What did you want to say to Kate?
Oh, I forgot to give Alex her wand.
Aspect.
Sorry, nothing happened.
What'd you say?
Aspect.
Oh goodness. Silly girl inside joke comedy. Andrew's here. Congrats, Andrew. You're on your last week of school as a 6th grader. You're finishing your time at the school together that we've spent so many years together, man. So congrats to you, brother. One of my former students is finishing up elementary school this next week, man. Moving on to that junior high life. All right, I've shared 2 books. So Charlie, I think you're up for your 2nd book.
My last book.
You only got 2 this morning?
Yeah.
All right. You want to save it to the very end then? Then you can go eat your bagel, I guess. Another Nancy Drew book?
Yeah, this one I haven't finished yet.
Congrats to you on getting through some early fun Nancy Drew here. So it's The Hidden in the Staircase, and you're almost halfway done with it already.
Mm-hmm. It's very, very mysterious. Because for this one, someone named... Actually, I don't know his name. Because it's very confusing, but what he say? He told her that her father was in grave danger,
Okay.
and then she told her father, and he laughed. I think his name was William Gomer, and he's working for someone who wants to buy a lot of properties,
Okay.
but they're not supposed to.
Okay.
So it's really bad. And
Excuse
once
me.
Nancy and her dad are taking a walk, and they almost get hit by a truck, and they investigate and realize that the truck was aiming at them on purpose,
Oh no.
trying to hit them, and the person who jumped out was in a hurry.
Huh.
So they think it was William Gomer. But then she goes to these other people who need her help because they are getting haunted. Like there was a necklace that was in like with this one girl who lives at Twin Elms. Her
Okay.
house, she set down a necklace to go on a table, and then she went to go get something, and then she came back and it was gone. And the chandelier keeps swaying back and forth randomly, and all these things are happening. Like they found an owl inside the house.
It's very mysterious.
everything is locked.
This house sounds very mysterious.
Someone said
And they even set up a guard at night.
Thanks, Rob. Good to see you here, man.
I was a little bit, or I didn't really like that part because I feel like they should. Why would you just add one guard? Because the guard can't be everywhere at once. But if you had like many guards.
Wait,
like,
Charlie, is that
police-
why? Is that the part you got scared at, or like?
Oh no, I got scared because at one point Nancy wanted to test to see if they jumped on the floor where the chandelier hangs from, if
It would shake.
if it would sway. But right as they go down, Helen, the girl who was going to see if it was swaying, screamed, and they go down, and she said that she saw the most horrible face she'd ever seen on the window.
Somebody was looking in the window. Some
Yeah.
scary, horrible face.
And then
That's why.
Nancy
That's scary.
suggests that wasn't really a real face, and that what happened was it was a mask, and someone was standing on the porch and was holding a mask.
Oh, wow. This sounds very scary and exciting.
Look
I
at
know.
that.
I got
Hello to
scared outside.
Hialeah Comic Bro. Good to see you as well. And I didn't click on you, Rob, but there you are. Hello to you. Thank you guys and gals for coming by. I appreciate hanging out with you this morning. Anybody who's not exhausted or hungover from Discovery Bay's 4.5 hour, 5 hour late night party last night, man, that was crazy. That was exciting. Do they still have choose your own adventure books? They do. They do still make choose your own adventure books.
We did them at school last year.
Yeah, they do still make them.
Bella had a bunch of Minecraft versions.
Yeah, Goosebumps does some. Okay, nice.
So I'm making a dog
You're making a tiny
out
dog.
of Baby Bell wax.
She's
I'm
still
an
her
artist.
Baby Bell wax art is still happening. All right, Kate, it's your turn though.
Stay here, dog with no legs. Okay. My second book, 2 or 3.
2.
Why?
I'm
Okay.
going in order. I like going in order.
This is Lumberjanes. This is the second book. We have the first book. It's I think the series is called Friendship to the Mask, but it's like the Lumberjanes characters.
Yeah, so we got the first Lumberjanes book as a gift, I think, from Tacoma Comics. He's a huge Lumberjanes fan. And I was in the comic shop this week, and I wasn't buying very many books, and I saw they had volume 2, so I snagged this one for the girls to enjoy.
I think one of the funniest parts is it says, this is the camp name.
Yeah, so it's about a camp for girls. Like
Hardcore
Hardcore
lady
lady
types.
I know, but let's just I'm not asking to see you can make the joke in a second. The comic is about a group of girls at a camp that's only for girls, not boys, right?
So the name of the camp is Miss Quinzella Fisquin Peninickle Thistle Crumpets. Camp for girls is crossed out. Hardcore lady types. Camp for hardcore lady types.
It's a comedy. It's slightly inappropriate, right? Not supremely, but a little bit.
How?
I'm just asking. What do you think?
No, it's not
Mm-mm.
inappropriate. There's like a little smoochie.
No cursing.
No cursing. It's
One
really
smooch.
funny, honestly. It makes me laugh a lot. My favorite character is Ripley. Basically, there are a bunch of characters,
Mm-hmm.
and so basically, that's April. April's
So
the
look,
one.
I don't know that we need to give everybody's name, but
Ripley is my favorite. That one.
With the orange shirt.
Yeah. And then Joe is really funny too,
I like
That's
Joe
that
and
one.
Ripley. Those are my favorite.
with the brown hair.
And she makes me laugh a lot, and she's really smart. And yeah, and basically,
that's a bagel, Rob. Sorry, she's having her bagel.
okay, but basically, so Ripley, Apollo and Artemis are fighting over this power
Power.
that their dad's gonna give them. So instead, one of the girls throws Ripley
I can just
at the power, and he gets electrocuted.
Oh, geez.
And then he goes, the
Just
power is
power.
mine. And then he's like, I wish that Bubbles had a funny hat. And he gives the little raccoon a fedora. And they're like, oh no, is he going to be bad? And then he does that. And then he wishes that they could never harm anyone. And he wishes that everyone had a kitten. And then she wishes that the power was gone. And then Zeus comes and he's like
So is it like lots of little stories?
no, it's all together, but it's pretty funny.
Okay.
But so then Zeus, who's their dad, is dressed up as a cow, and he's like, your mom has the car, so it looks like you're riding the Moo Moo Express, and he's literally a bull, like with a tie.
Simon wants to know if your
Question mark.
wax art is going up for auction.
Mm.
Kate would never give up her wax art,
No, I have a Princess Leia. I have.
but it's
it.
hilarious. The joke is funny.
It is a good joke. Can I get the other ones to show? Even though the Little Mermaid looks like a dude.
Sure, go ahead. Cream cheese on a bagel is always my airport food with an iced chai. Nice ka-chung. Back when airports were a thing. Yeah. How's that bagel? Is it
I
good?
like my bagels now. I used to like them with like jelly, but now I just like it plain.
Yeah.
But either way.
Sometimes you put honey on it.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I saved the best book for last. So for those of you wondering what the best book of the week this last week is, it's Daredevil, like it always is. This book is amazing. And this issue is action-packed to the max. In fact, the last 2 issues, 19 and 20, some of the best comics I've read this year. They're really, really good. And man, the battle sequences in this issue, I mean, you got Typhoid Mary, the Rhino, Bullseye, Stiltman, Kingpin, Crossbones. I mean, every great Daredevil villain all attacking in Hell's Kitchen, New York together, and Daredevil trying to like break it up. It's exciting. It's a really, really great read. Detective Cole North plays an important part, and like I said, Kingpin plays a big, big part in this issue. This was a blast. This was a great read. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna probably read it again here soon, just because it goes so well with issue 19. You kind of need to read both of them together. Although, if you haven't read any of this this current run, just go back, go to issue 1. It's 20 issues long. We're only 20 issues in. You know, go back and dig and find. I bet you could find most of them in first or second prints, and it's just a great read. Such a good book. Oh my gosh, I am excited to see where they go from here. And I would say over the last like 6 issues, it's just been action, action, action. I'm sure that it's going to slow down here a little bit because this was like the big sort of climactic battle sequence. But so good. I loved it.
Okay.
But I like Daredevil a ton.
For the wax figures.
You want to share some wax figures now?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to Kate's Wax Gallery.
This was gonna be a cat, but
oh my gosh, that's so tiny.
The lion.
I don't know that it's gonna really show up well on our tiny little camera.
I don't care. It's beautiful.
Okay, so there it is.
That's my tiny little cat
Okay.
that I just made Alex Bailey with a wand.
Hold on, we got some people jumping in here. So we got 2 boys and their pops. Good morning. Dropping a lot of great content over there on their channel. You guys should check it out. We got Big Will having arrived. I'm going to miss hanging out with you tomorrow night, buddy, but I hope things are going well in the Big Will world. So hello to you guys. Look, see? Rob's digging it.
Then I have Alex Bailey with her wand.
She's a fairy.
She's got some magical powers in the Land of Stories books, right?
And I have the one and only Princess Leia.
Leia, you gotta slowly turn it. Slowly turn it. Let's see the sides. She's got the buns, right? This is in the original Star Wars movie, right?
Yeah.
A New Hope. She's
Yeah,
got the
that's
little.
Princess Leia.
She's got the little bagels on the side of her head.
I'm right here.
Is that BB-8?
Yes.
You made BB-8.
Yes, I made
My
Bailey.
idea.
That's amazing. I could totally tell that was BB-8 just by looking at it.
This one looks like a demon.
It's a mermaid, though.
She doesn't even have a mouth.
A mermaid.
That's my little
I
mermaid
thought
that
that
looks
was
like a
Connor.
demon.
This is hilarious. This is now my channel, you guys. This is now the channel.
Kate's wax figures.
The Leia. See? There you go.
But
Tacoma,
yes.
you missed it. Kate gave a quick review of
Oh my gosh, can I show
Lumberjanes
you?
Volume 2. It's right here.
Oh, yes.
She read Lumberjanes Volume 2. I snagged that this week. Tacoma is a big Lumberjanes fan. He put our family onto Lumberjanes. We were shouting you out a little earlier. And they are now ready for me to buy Volume 3. So at some point, I'll have to pick up Volume 3.
Mm-hmm.
More Lumberjanes, Dad. We need more Lumberjanes.
You mean volume 4?
Boy, it was some stream last night on JB's channel. Yes. Yes. If you missed it, what 2 Boys is talking about, I keep mentioning it because I'm only halfway through the replay. For 4, almost 5 hours last night, Discovery Bay was doing a drink and hangout show, and it was hilarious. And they really tied one on, man. They tied one on. So if Tacoma joined, I didn't get to that point yet. I saw the original 6 guys that were on there
are still going. I'm at the point when JB's wife just joined in and she's starting to party. So I don't know where it goes from here. I really don't. I'm excited to see kind of what's going to happen. I know that around midnight my time, so about 3 hours into the stream, I got a FaceTime call from Perry. So he was clearly trying to get me to join about 3 hours in. So I'm still about an hour away from finding that moment when Perry decides to FaceTime me. So
Did you FaceTime him?
no, I was asleep. I slept right through the call. I had my phone off to the side, silenced, so I didn't even know until this morning. You're just spilling some food on me here, huh?
You're a food tree.
I'm a food tree. All right. Yeah, we called you. Hydra, you were on there too, man? Oh, man. That show took a turn. We're trying to get JB's chair. I heard about that. I heard she took the chair and didn't give it back. I heard some of that. Hilarious. So I've shared my 3 books.
Simon,
Yep, I saw that. Charlie's all shared all her books. Kate, you got 1 book left, right? What's your last book, Kate? Hello, Oregon. Good to see you. Yeah. There you go. So I've been buying the Ultimate Spider-Man Bagley and Bendis hardcovers. When I can find a good deal on one, this is a library edition that I found for super cheap. So far, we've got 1 through 5 and 7. So I'm still hunting for 6, and then I think there's 12 of them total. So little by little, I'm snagging them when I can find them for a deal.
It's a little confusing, and I don't want to spoil anything. So can you guys plug
Well,
your ears?
they're very old. You're not going to spoil it for them either.
Can you plug your ears?
You're not going to spoil it for them either.
You plug your ears. You don't want me to spoil who
And I
dies.
don't want you to spoil it for them either.
Okay, then.
Are you hearing me? You need to talk about it so that you don't spoil it.
Basically, it's a little confusing because
So characters have
Yeah.
died in the previous book, is what you're saying?
yes.
So in book 6, the one we're missing. Okay. So if anybody, by the way, if anybody has these and they're selling them or knows somebody who has these and is selling them, let me know. I'm not paying like sometimes the crazy eBay prices. I've gotten pretty much all of these for cover price or less. So little by little, I'm not paying the $100 that some people think that each one of these is worth. But if somebody's got used ones and they're selling them, they want to make space. I'm happy to buy the hardcover editions. I'm really enjoying it.
But
I'm on the second one. These girls have pretty much skim read all of them.
I've read some of them.
Okay.
I skipped through half of one of them.
Hello, Katie Kaboom. Hello to you.
Hello. Okay. But so Black Cat is in this one, and she's just okay. She's like Catwoman. She really just wants to kiss.
Yeah, Black
Kiss.
Cat is obsessed with kissing Peter Parker, but she doesn't know anything about him
Exactly.
except that he is Spider-Man and they sometimes fight crime together.
Can I share the funny part with him and her?
Well, yeah, okay. She finally takes his mask off.
She takes his mask off.
It's
And-
such a dorky picture of
And
him.
it's so dorky. Like this picture of Peter is so bad. And then he tries to kiss her.
She
and
realizes that he's still a
he's-
teenager.
Yeah, and then she barfs on his pants.
She throws up because she's like, "You're too young for me. I thought you were a Spider-Man, not a Spider-Boy."
And then Aunt May is getting really mad at Peter because he's skipping school to be Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And then she says, "If I have to speak to you about this again, I'm kicking you out."
Ooh, she dropped the
Hell,
ultimate.
Boom.
Aunt May.
He's worried about telling Aunt May. It's a big deal. And Andrew, I have checked at Nuclear Comics. They don't print. So these hardcover editions are not in print anymore. They're fairly old, from the early 2000s, I think somewhere. And they don't print them anymore. So really what I look for is just used copies that people have. There are almost always a few of them on eBay, but not necessarily the ones I need. So I just sort of, here and there, I buy up the ones I want. Peter Parker's Spider-Man, I know. OMG, right? Shocking good. So I just keep every once in a while, Nuclear Comics gets a used copy of one of these and I might buy it, but most of the time I find them on eBay. And it's a great read. I know Bearded Comics says he just got the first issue. I'm way behind it too. I finished the first hardcover, which is like about 10 or 11 issues. And I'm about a quarter of the way through the second hardcover, but I've really enjoyed it. The Bagley art is sometimes great and sometimes but the Bendis story I've been really enjoying. It's a good twist. It's just a good retelling of the Spidey story, updating it to now so Peter can have a cell phone and not be talking about jalopies and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Less of the 60s and more of the 2000s.
I wish he had his old hair though.
Yeah, the hair. I don't like Peter Parker's hair, but I will say that's a complaint I almost always have with Spider-Man drawings. So like one of the most famous Spider-Man artists is Todd McFarlane, and he drew Peter with these big curls. He had this like big poofy curly hair, and I always thought it looked really kind of funny on him. It didn't look right, and I always felt like I needed somebody else to draw Peter Parker whenever it was a McFarlane book. This is he's this guy right here, the Hulk book behind me. He drew that book. And when he drew Spider-Man, it looked perfect, just like I like Bagley's drawings of Spider-Man too.
Yeah.
But when they draw Peter Parker, I'm always like, what in the world? Hey, yeah, thanks, Bearded. If you spot any at half price books, let me know. I know I need 6 and up. Even number 7, it's a little beat up. I don't know if I'll keep it. If I find a better one for a better deal, I might trade up.
At least you have it.
At least we have one. Yeah, we can read it. I like them because again, my girls can read them and they'll survive the punishment of being slept on and dropped and put in your wet towels by the pool.
This is the guy who keeps all his comic books in a box so they never get read.
I know. I'm taking care of them.
You still keep them in an old box.
Ooh, Mr. Miracle throwing out a hot take. I will say I don't love Todd McFarlane. He's probably like in the bottom top 10 of my favorite Spider-Man artists. What is Tacoma saying? Aunt May spent all her Social Security checks on buying me a new jalopy so I could take MJ to the dance. Very funny. Very funny. For me, it's Romita Sr. is my favorite. I just love John Romita's, and I love Eric Larson, even though he couldn't do the hair very well either. Big Larson fan. I like Bagley. And then obviously Steve Ditko would be up there somewhere. Those are some of my favorites. Yeah, his covers are amazing, Big Will. I totally agree. I am not planning on being on any shows the rest of this weekend.
I was going to say something.
So I'm just letting you guys know if I might do a late night show tonight if I feel like it's all just auctions and nobody's doing a show tonight. Hello, Jack B. I'm sorry if we hurt Soldier's feelings. It's a hot take. The truth is McFarlane is probably the most popular artist to have ever drawn Spider-Man. So it's a hot take. So I might do a late night show if I feel like there's not a lot going on tonight, and I feel like there's a blank spot where some people might want to come on and hang out. So I'll keep my eye out on that, and if I do, I'll try to announce it on Instagram that I'm doing this and see who wants to come and hang out. But it'll be a late night show, meaning 11 o'clock or later East Coast time. You want to grab the lid off of one of my comic boxes? Any of those ones back there in the corner?
What about Dungeons and Dragons?
I was going to answer the question from Katie Kaboom. And Mr. Miracle says, why draw everyone with a huge head and big eyes? They look like Keepy dolls. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Why are they called? What are they called again? I don't know. So what I do is I use plastic bins for the most part for my books. I put a little index card with lists the issue numbers and what are in the box. I put a little title on a blue piece of painter's tape on the outside. Joe Ryan, I was talking with him this morning, my man, the myth, the legend, the musical superstar who's dropping good Instagram music. If you haven't heard his song, the lyrics for that new song, Joe, I can't wait to hear the song. The lyrics were fire. Those were great. Because it's not. Oh, you got something going on tomorrow night? Okay, well, hit me up. Let me know, brother. So that's what I do. I use these boxes. What I want to do is eventually build a little wooden frame so that I have a little. Right now, the boxes are on top of each other, and I don't really like that. It's hard on the lids. So I might I'd like a little wooden frame. So I might build a little something for it when I eventually get the man cave going at some point. Keep my comics in giant piles. Nathaniel is guessing on White Whale's D&D show, guesting next Sunday. Yes, I heard about that, Tacoma. Yeah, I heard about that. Awesome.
Okay, can I say something?
Sorry, go ahead.
Basically, Nicole, my friend, she and I play Roblox sometimes, you know, and we can't really find that many good games sometimes. So one time she found this game called Superhero Life, where like you have 4 powers, and it's really cool because it
You can
doesn't
pick
say your
the powers.
username.
Okay.
It doesn't tell the username. You can be a bad guy and a good guy. Like you can
Yeah,
transform
Kate
back
has
and forth.
2 things. One's good, one's bad.
That's the one where Nicole was like a boy and she transformed into the thingy.
Okay, keep going.
It was really cool. And then
You focus on your thing. Come on.
sorry.
You keep talking.
But anyways, it's really cool. It's called Superhero Life. And there's combat mode and roleplay mode. Roleplay mode is so much better. But like some of the people in it, when they are like Peter Parker, they're like, how do you know my name? I'm Spider-Man. I'm like, guys,
There's comic books that tell you all these things.
Exactly.
Yeah,
there's movies, there's comic books.
right.
It's really funny though.
It is. It's very enjoyable.
I
right?
play it too with them, and whenever I play, for some weird reasons, I played once with one of the Spider-Men. We teamed up and we played, and then every time like I play that,
Uh-huh.
he knows me as the Dove.
The Dove.
That's one of my superheroes. I've made She-Hulk. Kate made one too. I copied her because it was really cool. Whenever I go in, I like to play as She-Hulk, and then they're like, Dove, where are you?
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like,
So the Spider-Man, it's the Ultimate Spider-Man is what the comic is called. So I just search on on eBay. I search Ultimate Spider-Man hardcover editions. They're not in print anymore. They're not on Amazon or anything like that. The Ultimate Spider-Man hardcovers. There are 12 of them. So this is volume 7 with the Hobgoblin. Volume 6 has Carnage on the cover. That's the one I'm hunting for right now. I'm watchful for on eBay. If the Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 6 hardcover pops up there for a good price, I'll be buying that one. So yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man hardcovers. I don't think they're called like the Ultimate Editions or collected editions or anything like that, but they have about 10 issues each one, something like that. All right, we're gonna get out of here. We got a chill day ahead of us. Hopefully going to swim in the pool and hang out for a little bit and do some arts and crafts and stuff. Kate said she was going to build something.
yeah,
She's
with
got
me.
tape and cardboard boxes. I don't know what she's going to make.
Oh, and
Yeah, I have a
thank
bunch
you,
of paper.
Old Wolf, for all that tape from the unboxing, because now instead of having to use new tape, we can reuse it.
Oh, yeah, reusing those.
That's
We're
what I
gonna use
gave
some
to
of
Kate,
those.
so we can use it. We're going to build
Nice.
a house out of cardboard.
Perry says he's doing a chill day. Well, after last night, you need a chill day, brother. Absolutely.
Get some sleep.
All right. Hike to the waterfall. Ooh, that sounds like an awesome
Oh,
day.
I wanna do
2
that
boys and
so
their pops. That
bad.
sounds amazing. All right. So we are heading out. Have a good day, everybody.
Post some pictures of that.
Yeah, tag us. We'd love to see the hike pictures. That'd be awesome.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.